Hello everybody, this is Tyler here once again from the Character Workshop, and a plane just came by. But yes, I am doing once again another video on this whole COPPA situation that's going on with YouTube. I honestly was not expecting to do another video on this anytime soon, but I'm doing this video for a few reasons. One, to talk about some stuff that I forgot to mention in the last video, and number two, in the last video I said I was gonna move to BitChute for, making videos if YouTube, doesn't, change its policy. Now I recently decided to do another website instead of BitChute, and that website will be under the name Flare.tv. Now the reason why I switched from BitChute to Flare.tv is because Flare has a lot more interesting things, compared to, BitChute. I think it's honestly a lot better. First of all, you don't have to, they'll automatically choose a thumbnail for you for your videos if you don't have the technology to customize your own thumbnails like I do. And not only that, the community in general on Flare.tv is a lot more close to what I'm interested in. A lot of people I've seen so far on Flare.tv talk about video games and animations and all that stuff that I'm into pretty much. A lot of people on BitChute talk about politics, and that's something I'm clearly not into. So yeah, I am gonna be on Flare.tv instead of BitChute, so I will leave a link to my Flare.tv account in the description below if you guys want to follow me on there, just in case YouTube goes downhill, like I'm worried it might. But yeah, do it just in case, because chances are, if YouTube's policy starts coming into play, you'll never hear or see from me again, and that's gonna be scary. But now onto the serious stuff. So, one thing I forgot to mention in the last video was why this whole COPPA thing happened to begin with. Why YouTube changed their policies, pretty much the backstory about that. So, YouTube for the past couple years has, always had, a lot of issues relating to, child-friendly content. There was the whole Elsagate situation. There was, demonetizing or age-restricting a lot of users that, don't do family-friendly content. And, yeah, a lot of other stuff. And, since, recently on YouTube, there have been a lot of more, underage users on the website, people under 13. YouTube, for a while, thanks to, personalized ads from, YouTube channels that are monetized, YouTube's been getting personal information from these minors, which is why, the FTC eventually found out about it, and they fined YouTube $170 million for doing that. And so YouTube paid, the fine, but they're putting the blame on its content creators. YouTube, you gotta realize, you guys are the ones that got the information from the minors. Don't blame a content creator for doing what they're doing. This is just one of those situations where it's another one of those stories where it's, parents should keep track of what their children do online. Now, I only briefly just mentioned, irresponsible parents for a little bit in the last video, but I'm going to talk more about that in this video. So, yeah, a lot of people, including myself, have complained that, parents should sort of be more to blame about, this situation than, individual YouTubers. Come on, YouTube is not supposed to be for, people under the age of 13. That's been established ever since the very beginning of that website. And, my own parents, I wasn't allowed to, have a YouTube account or be on YouTube until I was the age of 13. So, if my parents back in 2010 can do that, can raise me right, why can't parents nowadays do the same thing? I don't understand why it's so hard for parents to monitor their children. It's honestly not that hard. I don't understand why they have such a problem with it. In the words of like this YouTuber I watch, he's like a Funko Pop YouTuber. His like Franklin Mick something. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. But in a video where he was talking about, you know, grown-ups who are like into Funko Pop collecting, and parents complaining to Funko Pop YouTubers for like stuff that they say sometimes. He said in his video, and I quote, "It makes a lot more sense to monitor your child than to monitor a YouTuber." Words of the century right here. But I honestly don't think I have anything else more to say about that. Parents, keep your eye on your children. Don't let them on YouTube until they're the age of 13. Always keep an eye on them. Don't like just give them a tablet and just, let them go at it. Because, giving your child like, their own personal device like a phone or a tablet is really dangerous. You never know what your child could run into on those devices. It's dangerous. Just keep an eye on them. Just be a parent. That's all. Be a parent. Be a parent. And yeah, that's pretty much why all of YouTube's content creators are now like just having a gun pointing towards their heads, pretty much. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I already mentioned, if you're family friendly, if you list your videos as made for kids, you won't get as much money if you're monetized. And even if you aren't monetized and you mark your videos as made for kids, you won't see people make comments on your videos. And you won't be able to make playlists, lots of other features that are like pretty, big on YouTube. Now, I know a lot of people on YouTube don't really use playlists that much. I definitely use it because I have a lot of shows that I've made over the years on my channel. I heavily use those just so people would find like one place to watch every episode of whatever show I'm doing. But yeah, and of course, as I previously mentioned, $42,000 that they'll fine you if they think you mislabeled your video as something, when in reality you probably not mislabeled it, but labeled it as something, different, something that makes sense to you. But I just hope this gets fixed, which thankfully there has been, some things that will hopefully change the policies. Like I already mentioned in the last video, that Roblox YouTuber by the name of, I think his name is Creekcraft, who had, a meeting with the director of the FTC. I don't know if that meeting happened yet or what. I don't know what the outcome of it was, if it did happen. But there's that. Also, the FTC themselves, on their website, is allowing people to go on there and just, let their opinions out about this whole policy on YouTube, like what they think about it. And I do recommend you guys, should do that, tell the FTC, what you think, what we all think about this new policy on YouTube. Be civil about it. Don't just, say, oh, your policy's terrible, go die in a hole. It doesn't make you look any better, honestly. Just be polite. Act like how you normally would with a big authority figure. Because keep in mind, the FTC is a part of the government. Just act appropriate. Don't do the stuff, don't do anything like that. Don't be inappropriate. But yeah, you can voice your opinions on the situation to them. And the deadline is December 9th, so, we've got 2.5 weeks for this to happen. And also, as I already mentioned, there's change.org petitions about this, but who knows if those will succeed. Hopefully they will. And I'll just briefly talk about, a couple of other YouTubers who have done videos talking about the situation. The one that I definitely think is the best video about the situation is definitely Chatronic. I'm sure you guys all know who he is, but he did a 21-minute video talking about the situation, how serious it is, and of course recommended to his audience to talk to the FTC about this. I would definitely recommend watching his video about it. Optimus is another YouTuber who did a pretty decent video talking about it, even though it's shorter than Chatronic's and doesn't say as much. But yeah, those two guys I would recommend watching in particular, because both of them aren't happy with these new policies and want to see something changed, like literally almost everybody else on the platform, with the exception of Jane Bricks. If you guys know Jane Bricks, he's a Lego YouTuber, he's a Lego review YouTuber. He did a 30-minute video talking about it. However, unlike Chatronic and Optimus and like almost everybody on YouTube, he's actually gonna let YouTube do this. He's not gonna do anything to like, you know, stop this. He's not gonna like tell the FTC, you know, that it should be changed. You know, he's just gonna like be like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna change my content. I'm still gonna be on YouTube. And I'm thinking, seriously? You're not gonna do anything? First of all, man, you know, since you're gonna be marketing your videos for kids, less money, no comments, how is that good? How is any of this good? I don't see any good coming out of this whole situation. The fact that YouTube is stooping to an audience that they weren't even made to appeal to in the first place. Doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, Jane Bricks, I'm sorry. I know you're like older than I am. I highly doubt you're watching this video. I know, you know, you probably know more about, you know, the government and like, you know, the law more so than I do. But like, come on. You know, I don't think everybody on YouTube, you know, thinks of this situation the same way that Jane Bricks does. You know, I'm pretty sure like 99% of YouTube, if not 100% of YouTube, is not happy with these new policies, and they need to be stopped. But we do have time to change this. That's like the only, you know, sip of hope that we got, is to like, you know, see if we can, you know, convince the FTC to like, you know, change the policies a little bit, not make it as incriminating to its content creators, or put blame to the content creators about the situation. But yeah, I'm not sure how long this video is compared to part 1, but I think that's everything I gotta say. So yeah, just wanted to talk a little bit more about the situation, and also I was gonna do, you know, I was gonna upload and make episode 5 of my Rock Paper Wayne documentary series, but you know, this whole COPPA thing is like really just sucking the life out of me. It's just making me like not interested in doing YouTube videos anymore. That's sad. You know, I've never seen, you know, a change on YouTube that has made me, you know, so like just uninspired to do videos than this. But yeah, so chances are, like, if YouTube doesn't change their policies, this probably will be my last video on YouTube, and that's sad. But hey, if they do change it, I will go back to doing normal content, but only time will tell. But yeah, that is about it. Like I said, feel free to follow me on Flare.tv, in case, you know, YouTube just goes along with this policy. You know, just do it just in case, because God knows when the next time you'll be hearing from me is. You'll probably will never hear from me again on YouTube if, you know, this policy takes place. So I would recommend, you know, following me on Flare.tv as soon as possible. But yeah, that's about it. Stay tuned for any updates about this, you know, COPPA situation. If something does get changed and it's good and it's gonna save YouTube, I will definitely do a video on it. But until then, this is Tyler from the Character Workshop, signing out. Hopefully, once again, not for the last time.